Hello, hello. Come on in. Come on in the room. Welcome once, welcome twice, welcome in the name of Jesus Christ. I'm waiting on my husband to come in. So to give us your feedback at the end of this. We're doing it more for the YouTube live version than the Facebook live. So I'm trying to see how everything is going. I have not even logged on to Facebook yet. I was trying to get us up and going on this side. So tonight we're going to be going through some different variety of questions and stuff, but we hadn't gotten everything going. So I was waiting, trying to wait for my husband to give me his phone so I can log on, but of course it's taking forever. But if you can, I'm not really sure how to tell people to invite their friends from YouTube, but if you can invite your YouTube followers and subscribers, that would be great. It's really weird to see this because it's a little tiny camera, and so it's hard to see, wonder how it is and how to. If you are watching via YouTube, if you would love to tell me how things are going and how does it look, that would be great. So I'll know, you know, how the camera quality looks and sound and all that stuff. Because it's one of those cameras that can do the 360. I'm not doing 360 right now, but it just has so many options. But I'm just not sure if it's good for us. So I would like your feedback. Always, you could share our page so that people can like our Facebook page. That would be great. I'm trying to get my butt logged now. Him and my husband on the phone like he ain't supposed to be coming to a broadcast. Mr. Thomas! He act like we are just chilling. So, anyway, give me 1 second. We're going to get started here. I was waiting on him to get his butt over here. Trying to see how this camera works is slowing me down a little bit tonight. So I apologize for any delay. But I didn't want to not start as we're supposed to. But I'm going to go ahead and start the live one on Facebook as well. So I can get us up and going. Getting people trying to get themselves clean together. Let me move this popcorn out of the way, so hopefully this camera won't interfere with this one. I don't know how that's gonna work. We're gonna try this, y'all, because it has to be propped up to something you don't see or anything. So I guess it should be all right. Before I get beat up. Oh Lord, camera about to fall. Doing this multiple format is a little more difficult than I thought. So come on in, Facebook. Thank you so much for joining us. It has been a crazy day. I'm already live from YouTube. As you know, we're trying to switch over formats. We started the day off last night. Our house flooded at about 2 a.m. in the morning. So trying to clean up water, and I had to relocate to my mom's house because there was nothing working to shut the water off. So it's been a long night. It's been crazy. Then it flooded again today. So rough time, but you know, I know that God has everything under control. Hey Candace. Girl, we had a long night. House flooded yesterday. Baby, you are naked in the shot. Are you serious right now?
I'm not naked.
You told me you was going to change your shirt an hour ago, and then you just come back. So the house flooded last night, and then it flooded again today. So along with water, had to cut the water off in the middle of the night, packing up stuff, going to my mom's house. Thank God for parents. Thank the Lord for parents. So called, say we're on the way. So then it hasn't quite been resolved yet. So the guy is going to work. He came to work on day and tomorrow. So it's been crazy. It's tiring, emotional, all this other good stuff. My husband is extremely fatigued. He was a little down in his spirit, a little frustrated.
Really?
You weren't frustrated, babe? I know I was frustrated.
Frustrated with you?
You frustrated with me, babe? That's it? Huh? Say hello to my stinky friend. So, if you will, on the left-hand side, Facebook, share this, ask people to join.
That's that thing, yeah?
This is it. Ask people to join.
You know what I'm saying? That's coming from there?
Yeah.
What?
I told him to try to, I want him to tell me how the camera was on what I was saying? What is it we at? Oh, YouTube. Where you at the camera? So tell me how the camera is, so we'll know about this one. On YouTube, we're using a different one, so we'll see how things are going. Antoine, how you doing?
I'm trying to get to
Antoine, we done had a flood storm of water in the house at 2 a.m.
How you get to the thing? Let's see.
Right there, baby. Right there. You gotta get in the shot, baby.
Okay, let me get my situation.
Right there. So, anyway, house flooded last night, this morning. Yeah, baby, it's right. Leave that alone. Don't mess with that. Don't mess with that. Baby, you fully in the shot on that. It's this one that I'm concerned about. You can't come in here late and mess up stuff.
Hey.
I will fight you.
Hey. Don't try it.
They can't see your hand.
Exactly.
Your mom was eating that edible grass.
This?
Yes. She was eating it over and over again. Well, Antoine, it's going to be all right. Why did you... My mother-in-law has edible grass, y'all.
It don't taste like nothing.
Antoine said, what's good, Ced?
What's going on with it?
So, hey, Jay, you finally made it early on tonight, because the last couple times you've been late. I said, Jay don't love us no more. We not a priority. No, I'm just messing with you, Jay. Really, we in here? All right, so there are some questions that I because we didn't get a chance to go over all the stuff we normally do. There's some things that I saw that I would like to go over, and we just gonna kick it for a minute with some random questions. Hey, Vicky.
Let's kick it.
Baby, you gonna turn the light on here?
I don't know.
Brighten them up. Those ain't all the way up bright too. They're on the dim mode.
All right.
So, like I said, we're going to do some random questions. Say, Antoine say, I know I was the first one on YouTube the other night. I need my Black Love shirt. We got you. We got you. I had to go back and look it up because your name wasn't Antoine on this. I was like, who is this person? I was trying to figure that. So, we got you. We got you. Oh, that's a lot brighter. Well, I don't know about for this one.
Is that better?
I guess. Oh, Lord, I done went dark on this. Oh, I changed it up from the setting, Cedric, in here. I told you we trying a new camera, so don't judge us. All right. So open it. Okay. So some of the things that I saw, it was questions that I was, and me and Cedric have not talked about this, so we gonna be going off our own thoughts and stuff about this. Really, you holla Al? What you eating, son? All right. So, all right.
We'll start at 1.
No, because these were possible topics. The one I was doing was
No.
right here, number 5. All right. Say, is there a such thing as a soulmate? Now we want you to chime on. You guys are always welcome to join our broadcast. If you want to join, hit the button. We'll let you come on and say your point. There's a time limit to your point because people coming in forever. So, is there a such thing as a soulmate? What do you think, Mr. Thomas?
I don't know. That's a tough question. I would say yes and no.
What does that mean, honey? Elaborate as much as you can, because I know it's kind of spontaneous with the question.
I would say yes. You possible to meet someone that is very similar to your, I guess, things you like to do, things like that. But at the same time, you still have to.
Okay, Devon said no. Somebody do me a favor and type. Oh, I can do it on Cedric's phone. Is there such thing as a soulmate?
You still have to grow and connect with each other over time.
Okay, so people
yes
saying no. Such thing. I'm trying to write the questions in here as we do it. So the question now is there such thing as a soulmate? Okay. Well, I always thought there was. I didn't know if I necessarily call it soulmate, but I think it's what you said. Somebody that you, that kind of fits what you like and who you are, and just kind of, y'all just kind of click and y'all get it.
Right.
I would definitely say we aren't, or we're not. Well, is not, yeah, are not.
Is not, are not. What? Wait,
all is not, are not, cannot. We're not soulmates.
Spit it out when you know it.
No, I was trying to use all the words. We're not soulmates, and we never have been. Okay, Latrice says yes. All right, Latrice, expound if you want to. Come on. You can ask. They say it's in the top of something. Request to be on it, but This also goes another question says about well, I don't know if it goes with that, but the soulmate thing. I was watching some videos, and I do this all the time when I'm just thinking about marriage stuff. And this one guy said, no, because a soulmate is the idea that God made one person just for you, and it's like that. He said that would be selfish if God made the person just for you. That means your life is that person's life is contingent on yours, and blah blah blah. I didn't necessarily agree with what he was saying about that because
no, I don't either.
Because he was a pastor, but it was more like.
But God can still make a person for you, but even if there might be a person for you and y'all never get together, that don't mean that the other person's life ends. They still have a purpose that God has for them to do.
Okay, so Latrice says, a soulmate is someone that ties with your soul, so you actually have multiple soulmates. I heard that.
I can see that.
I heard that before. I've always been iffy on that. See, this thing, Cedric and I talk about marriage, and we have studied a lot of things. Things like soulmate, that's not in the Bible. That's not a scripture about soulmates. So there's not a right or wrong. I mean, I guess I could. Some people would feel like they're adamant about their position.
Jay Nicole said that's a soul tie.
See now,
Crystal says yes too to the soulmate.
See now, Jay, a soul tie, I was told that anybody that can control, like, your soul tie with somebody when you have sex with them. That's why they don't want you to have sex before marriage, because you're intertwining your souls and your spirits. However, anybody that, like, if you see your ex and you feel all this range of emotions, or they get you to do stuff that you probably wouldn't normally do out of your character, they were saying that was a soul tie. Now, I'm not sure, because if you listen to 10 different people talk about soulmates and soul ties, they all going to have 10 different views on that. So there's no right or wrong.
It's just that a soulmate joining of the souls is deep. Which, what I would say to that is, you may just have some deep lust in your loins. Way down to the bottom.
Really, Cedric?
It's possible.
Just deep.
Deep. Way down around there.
Okay. So, we're going to have to, and I would say we would need to look up some words and do some more. I've watched some stuff. Because a couple nights I was up and I could not sleep. So I was watching some soulmate, soul tie stuff. And I'm not really sure how I feel about all that stuff. So some people feel like there's no such thing as a soulmate. And some people feel like there are soulmates out there for you. I do believe God made somebody for you. I believe He doesn't make you be with that person. That you can be with somebody else and have a marriage, but it might have more ups and downs than somebody else. So I believe that. I'm not sure if
you saying what do you mean?
Soulmate.
Yeah, you saying less ups and downs, like less problems, or
well, I'm saying, like, when you have somebody, if you get the person that God has for you, because, like, God has a permissive will, you know what I'm saying? Like it's different. Like, you can be in God's will, but then there's permissive will. I remember we learned about that.
Right.
One is more like, this is the chart He has for you, but you can make some other errors to go somewhere else.
Right.
Read this for me, what Angela said.
You missed Tammy. Tammy
Okay.
says, "I'm sorry, wrong, but hello, my favorite couple. I miss you guys."
I'm sorry. Wrong. What does that mean, Tammy? And you can come on if you want to. Ask to join up top, and we'll let you come on and say it. So, Tammy, what part? The soul mate or the soul tie? Which part of that are you saying is wrong at this point, or whatever?
Right. Antoine says, I think there is such thing as a soul mate. The reason I said that is because you can always feel someone is meant for you, but there's a lot of soul searching in the big C.
What's the big C?
I don't know.
I'm gonna need y'all to stop abbreviating. We obviously old or retarded one because we don't know what the heck the big C is. But I'm not talking about
like finding a mate or something.
But I'm saying I'm not talking about. You're saying we're not talking about people that's just doing something after lust. I'm not talking about that. When you're talking about soulmate, and you said but you think that because of what was the reason that because you feel.
You can always feel.
But I'm not talking about because you have, like every time, usually when you meet somebody, y'all clicking, y'all having a good time, y'all vibing, but you start to know if you see red flags. We ignore red flags. We ignore the warning signs. We ignore the stuff that we see that this person is not for you. So, she's a sorry wrong button trying to say hello to one of my favorite couples. I miss you guys. Okay, Tammy, how you doing, babe? We glad to see you back on.
Right.
Now tonight we haven't talked about on YouTube.
It says the world.
Okay, so we want everybody to subscribe to us on YouTube.
Right.
Last week Antoine was the first one, so he won a shirt.
Right.
We gotta get him his shirt, Lord Jesus. But the guy is finishing up the stuff for us. So as soon as we get our shirts in, we'll be I guess I'll lean back since you done Devo everything. So the question on the floor, it's
It's all emotionalism.
Okay.
Laugh out loud.
Well, Devon,
Hands up emoji.
I ain't gonna say nothing about that. I'm not sure. That's one of the things that people can be definitive about something when the Bible speaks to it. It don't speak to your soulmate. I'm just sorry, it does not. So
right.
Everybody has different opinions. Now let me ask you this. This is the next question. You want to type that in there? Is there a difference between loving someone and being in love? Is there a difference between loving someone and being in love? This has always been a big debate. I think with me and you, right?
Mm-mm.
Yes, it have. You said you didn't believe in being in love. I mean, there was no difference between being. If I love you, that's all or something another.
No, it wasn't me.
Yes, it was, honey.
It was not. That was the first husband, probably.
Did y'all see that cheap shot I just threw? That was the first husband? Is that what it was you, honey.
It was not.
You just don't remember.
Oh, I don't remember what I said, huh?
Because you don't remember when we were earlier on. I said I felt like you loved me, but you weren't in love with me, and you was like, "That's stupid. What's the difference?"
I don't think I said that. I might have said that's stupid. What difference does it make? We still married.
Well, all right. So there's a difference. Toya says there's a difference.
I think being in love is the emotional aspect. Loving someone is the works part of it.
Good, write that in there. Okay, so loving someone is the works part of it.
Right. That's when you do acts of love. Like, I'm mad at you, but I still pay the bills. I still take you to work. I still take the kids to school.
Okay.
That's loving someone. In love with you, and I'm looking at you. I'm like, that's loving someone.
Well, I want that.
That's fleeting.
It's what?
Fleeting, which means it's just not something that's around all the time.
Well, can you do that sometime?
Yes.
See, you tricked me. All right, so it said, Toya says yes. Michaela says yes. It's a big difference. Latrice says yes. We're put on this earth to love one another. But being in love, being in love to speak goes beyond just caring or being loving. Can only see part of your face. Tell my Cedric.
I'm sorry.
He won't stay in the shot. I keep telling him that. Baby, you can put the phone toward this way, honey.
Baby,
no.
Okay. We both got wide shoulders. I'm sorry.
Baby, but I'm behind you.
I'm
He
trying to.
he didn't bring the iPad tonight.
I'm trying to type what you asked me. I'm being obedient.
Being in love is when you love the uncomfortable. No, I'm sorry, I can't read. Being in love when you love the unconditional and loving someone you let them go. Well, which one can help sustain a relationship when chips fall down?
And that's easy. That's loving someone.
Loving someone.
Because in love, just like I fell in love, I can fall out of love.
So loving someone is a choice.
Right.
Because we often have couples that come and they'll say, "Oh, well, I'm not in love with him anymore," or "I'm not in love with her." I get this little red piece of fuzz about me crazy. I'm not in love with her anymore, and so I told you before. I've been plenty times I wasn't in love with Cedric. I didn't feel it.
Cedric, who is Cedric?
I said Cedric. Stop acting like I can't talk.
Who is Cedric?
All right. So J. Nicole, Cedric said the loving someone is the part that keeps you when things are down. Antoine says, I agree with Latrice. What Latrice said? Let me go back.
Latrice says that we were put on this earth to love one another, but being in love, so to speak, goes beyond just caring and being loving.
Okay, so let's catch up. All right, J. Nicole, she already heard you did yours. Okay, so, all right, so, Mr. Ramsey. Devon says, what is love?
Love is I don't know, movie we watch, but love is what it does. Love is sacrifice. Love is doing something for someone else.
Love is a verb.
Right.
Love is a verb.
So I will make sure that my wife is okay before I make sure that I'm okay, because that's love. Tammy says, I say yes, there's a difference, and my husband says no, there's not a difference. Well, men often will say no, I think.
What?
That there's not a difference between loving someone and being loved, because their position is, I married you, didn't I?
Right.
I'm still here, didn't I? Ain't I?
Right. The camera.
Come home night. See? There you go. See, yeah, I got it.
All right, so Michaela said, y'all schooling me. She said, he made a good point. All right, Tammy said, I say yes, there's a big difference, and my husband says no. I'm telling you, seriously, well, I do believe now that your statement was, you said it you listen, I think you, listen, I'm just going to recall what I remember.
Oh, Lord.
I think you said there wasn't, you don't think there was a difference, but then you said, what difference does it matter? I married you anyway. And so for me, my thing was, I wanted my husband to be, my husband to be in love with me. Mm-hmm. And that was a repetitive argument.
Well, see, this is the thing. Like,
screen, baby.
That's right, Latrice. Like somebody was saying when we asked the question about soulmates, you can be in love with more than one person and make those googly eyes at multiple people. So, yes, you can get the googly eyes, but what if I'm making them with someone else as well? That's not me loving you. That's me being in love with the idea of you. You get that?
You're just too deep right there.
That's not too deep. That's real. That's like if I have multiple chicks that I'm seeing and I say, girl, you know I'm so in love with you. I may be telling the truth. Maybe I'm talking.
I'm trying to get in the screen, honey.
Maybe we can't get no. If we get any closer, it's gonna be X-rated.
Yeah, I'm laying your shoulder. Come on.
What? Maybe forget what I'm talking about. All in my personal space, girl.
I'm sorry. Look, that's about you preaching.
You better believe it.
So
that's what I'm saying.
So I don't understand.
I'm saying women always want this. You see, it's called tricky. No, but the thing is, women are so infatuated with this, in love with me the way he look at me, because they get all of their relationship ideas from storybooks, TV, movies,
other people.
Right. Well, not necessarily other people, but what they think other people's relationships are, even though they don't know the nitty gritty of it.
Christopher, we're doing different questions. So right now is there a difference between loving someone and being in love with someone?
No, but see, this is an interesting point that Latrice says that's not love, that's lusting. But a lot of times, even women can
what's lusting?
The way that someone, I guess what I'm saying,
googly eyes,
right? But I'm saying a woman can get that misconstrued that a man is in love with her when he's really in lust, like he's infatuated with your body or a part of your body or a service that you can render. So
But-
he's looking at you like, man, look at me, I can't wait to get
But
you.
so can you really be in love with multiple people?
I believe so. Because like I said, being in love is an idea. It's like
You said it's emotional, right?
well, it's the emotional component, but it's like a fairy tale almost. It's like I'm in love with the best parts of who you are. Because I don't know you. Or we just been dating, we just had sex or whatever the case may be. But when you marry somebody and you live with them and then they start going to the bathroom and passing the gas in front of you, then that's not infatuation. I'm in love with the idea of who you are. I'm seeing the nitty gritty of who you really are.
Okay, so Michaela said, no, you can't. I disagree. And then Latrice said, no.
I didn't say you. I'm talking about
He
loving
said,
someone.
He says, if you truly love someone, it's all aspect of love involved. Who said that? You?
Tammy.
I know, but who said that? You did?
Say what?
Okay, so they're saying...
No, they asking. You asked me, can you be in love
with multiple people?
Which is the emotional component, and the answer is yes. Now, loving someone is the actual biblical meaning of love. I don't think, no, you can't love more than one person.
See, but I don't think you can be in love with more than one person. I'm with Michaela and Latrice. I don't think you can be in love with
It's the idea of the person.
But being...
It's like you in love with their avatar that you created. You know, when you create that cartoon avatar, the hair is always right. It don't have any pimples on its face. You see what I'm saying?
Breath ain't never stink.
Right. You never wake up cranky or anything like that. Have a bad day. The avatar is always happy because that's just an idea of who you are. That's not truly who you are. You get what I'm saying? It's like when you say...
Tammy said her husband said that.
Yeah, but check this out. You ever think back to high school, right? There was one person in high school that you thought was just so cute, so beautiful, so whatever, and you had an idea of what that person was like in your mind. Mm-hmm. But if you ever had a chance to get to know that person, you see that they're totally different, and they fall short of the pedestal that you had them on.
All right, but they're coming for you tonight, so they say Mr. Ced got it twisted.
No, I'm saying that's real.
But I'm with the women on here.
But I'm saying what I'm saying is that their idea of in love is not really love.
But so you don't believe there's a difference in love and in love? You think that's...
No, I do. That's what I'm saying.
So when you say love, you say it's a biblical way. But in love,
Agape.
Okay, so let me give you my in love. So it can't be in love with more than one person. Love more than one person, yes.
See, that's what I'm saying. What's your definition of in love? Mine is more of an emotional, physical attraction. That kind of thing.
But then I think I actually now think about it. I think you do have twisted because the Bible says you should love one another, right? You're supposed to love everybody, so you can't love a bunch of people. Like you can love them,
but not with the same love that you love a spouse.
Agape, phileo.
Right. That's what I'm saying. I'm talking about a marriage love. I'm not talking about a friendship love. You're not going, if some friend that you barely know call you and be like, hey, I need you to come, whatever, you're not going to sacrifice yourself and go do that for them because you don't love them in that way. You get what I'm saying? In love is just, like I said, it's an infatuation. It's an idea.
But this has been, what Jay Nicole said, you gotta hit yours so you can read the rest of it.
Oh, I'm sorry. We missed a bunch. Let's see.
Yes. They don't agree with you basically right there.
Being in love means their flaws are shown. Well, no, it's not necessarily that. You can see it's the women because they have a different definition. And it depends on what your definition of in love is.
But women, I want you to take this into account. Well, why I don't necessarily agree with why I don't necessarily agree with Cedric is saying, if you look at the men that are on here, and even the women that are writing for their man, they are agreeing with the men. So if we're trying to learn how the men think, this is what they're thinking. Because the men that are on here are saying they agree with Cedric. Cedric, you preaching, they're agreeing with you, agreeing with Cedric. And so women, we think the same. So the problem with communication and relationship is we don't know how they think. So when we're talking about being in love, they're thinking about something totally different. And when when they're talking about being in love, we're thinking about something different.
Well, it's just what it is. We both got it twisted. my definition of loving someone, in my opinion, is their definition of being in love, and vice versa. My definition of being in love is different because they're looking at like.
Look, so now listen. I just want you to take for a minute. I'm not going to take away from what Cedric was saying, but it said, okay. Tammy says, okay, my husband in the back saying preach. All the guys are agreeing with Cedric, so we might not ever agree definitively on this, but if you want to have an effective marriage, an effective relationship, is about communication. Right. So that's why it's about learning your spouse, because while we're saying two different things, I think we're kind of meaning the same way. It's just it's the word that you put into it. It's the words that we're putting to it. He's saying about love and being in love, and we're saying them differently, but the whole thing is you want to understand. Look
at the comments. They're saying the same thing I'm saying, but they're saying it for love because the framework they're coming from is I love my neighbor, I love everyone. Like somebody referred to the Bible saying, right here, Latrice says the Bible stated love is greater than faith and hope. We are supposed to love one another. So that's not. I'm talking when I say love, I'm talking about a spousal love, not like a friendship love, like you say. You have different types of love in the Bible. You have agape, phileo. What's the other one?
It's about your baby.
Anyway, so I'm not talking about just a friendship, love thy neighbor type of love.
Right. So basically, what the main thing is about, we would never necessarily agree on the wording.
Right.
But if
the ideas,
if me and Cedric fussing about this, if we fussing about the wording, but I'm not understanding that if all the men on here agreeing with Cedric and y'all agreeing with me, that means that we need to be able to hear each other for what we're trying to say, and not have a straight argument about something that we can,
Right here.
Go ahead.
Devon said there's no one set definition of the word love. Everybody have their own interpretation. Then Marquita Clark says being in love is pure emotion. To be in love involves romantic feelings, butterflies in the stomach, things like that. To love someone is to do anything for that person no matter what. For example, I would say that I love my ex, but I'm not in love with him. I still wish him well, still support him in his business, but I'm not in love. He doesn't give me butterflies anymore. And that's more of what I was saying.
Yeah, but see, now Marquita, you kind of backed up Cedric's point on that. Because go back. I'm trying to talk about. You said, you said to be in love involves romantic feelings. It says to love someone, to do anything for that person. See, that is what you.
That was what I was saying.
Yes, that's going. But see, you're saying that's love. He's saying that's.
I saying the same thing.
You backing your
love is pure emotion. That's what she's saying.
Right, but you're backing up what Cedric said because you didn't agree. But you're backing up what he said.
Right, and that's a woman. So I'm winning. Toya says, if you really think about it, men and women think differently, so it makes sense that the male perspective on love and in love are different from that of the female.
It does, Toya, but I'm telling you, we had this discussion / argument / like I was hot because I was like, I want you to be in love with me, and he was like, oh blah, his view was different than mine, and I'm but in hindsight,
right. And the funny thing about that is, since the longer that we've been together, the more you've come around to my perspective of what love is. Is that a true statement?
A little bit.
No, don't try that little bit jump. The answer is yes, because love is service. Love is what it does. Okay.
But I would like the googly eyes. I would like the butterflies. I would like you think about me all day. Would you like that
in place of the service?
Why I gotta have it in place?
I just asked the question.
I definitely would not.
There you go. So that's my point.
Which one keeps you faithful? Which one keeps you coming home?
Love.
Well, I want love.
There you go.
With a little bit in love, no. With a side of in love.
Makita says, "What's our actual Facebook?" Because she loves this. It's Black Love
United.
And also on
listen, hold on first. On the left hand side, if you're on Facebook, hit the share button so people can join right now and get in this conversation.
And give us some hearts and some likes if you like this conversation.
Give us some hearts on the screen. We like some hearts and some love for these topics. Right. I thank everybody for joining. On the left hand side, please share right now. Go and hit the little button. Share it to your page so people can join. They can see.
On YouTube, subscribe, hit that bell.
Go to YouTube and go to youtube.com/Black Love and subscribe. Hit the little bell so you get our notifications.
Black Love United?
Yeah, Black Love United, Jesus.
Black
I'm
Love
sorry.
United.
I thought I said it, but I didn't.
Subscribe and hit the bell. And what the bell does, every time we post some content, you'll get that notification.
Listen, y'all, we have been in the house that flooded last night. Had to leave out the house and flooded today. We had a rough time, but we wanted to come on and have a good time and get away from our stuff and talk to you. So we ain't looking all spiffy, but we are here and we are thankful. Join us. All right, so we want to finish this question because we got another one to go to.
Latrice says it changes when the emotions are attached to it, which is what we call being in love. Mr. Devon says, man, love ain't nothing but emotions and feelings. That's
Devon,
it.
you know what? You so stupid.
Marquita says, women look for the butterfly effect first, then the service. I think men look for the service first.
But the butterflies, we usually get those with. When we like somebody, we get them. Oh, I see the hearts. Come on, give me some more.
Right.
We get those. If it's a fine guy, somebody you like, something you drive, whatever it is, if he talks, move, talk, and smell good, we get those butterflies. However, them butterflies a lot of times be with dogs. And be dude that look good and smell good and ain't about a dime. So, I like butterflies, but I'm saying now that we married forever, can I get some butterflies?
My question simply is, would you prefer to trade service?
Why I gotta have one or the other?
For butterflies.
Now I don't want to trade service.
Okay.
I need my husband to stay home and stay faithful.
Okay.
All that home stuff ain't for me. You got going on about that.
Okay.
All right. So let's go to the next question. Cause we done been through. The first question was, is there such thing as a soulmate? Then the next one was,
what's wrong with your finger?
Love or being in love. I'm saying you. All right.
I ain't typing that one too long.
No. We can switch. All right.
Do this one.
Do number 9.
Number 9. Why do you have to speak to your spouse about things that don't interest me? Was that right? Okay.
Interest you. So, men and women both have this. Like, I can show Cedric something. You should have copy and pasted. You could put it in there like that.
Oh, okay. Hold on.
I can talk to Cedric about. Marquise said she need both. Right, I need both too, but my husband telling me I gotta have a choice.
I didn't say that. I just asked a question.
He said me I gotta make a choice.
Someone asked the question.
Why? Listen, I ain't see nobody share to their page. Can y'all share for me on Facebook, please, on the left-hand side? But listen, so this is the thing. What's the question? I forgot.
Why do you have to talk to your spouse about things that don't interest you?
Do I have to talk to my spouse about things that don't interest you? So, for instance, if your spouse likes cars, like exotic cars or fancy cars or rebuilding cars, or like flip my house, flip this house, flip my head, and drive by the curb and make the curve look better. Do I have to talk to him about those things?
You don't have to, but it would behoove you to do so.
Why would it behoove me?
Because Joe said that whatever you want to do, another somebody will.
Okay.
Hey.
So what else? What other reason would you have to do that?
Because that, several reasons. Number one, that builds a bond between you and the spouse because they see that you're willing to sacrifice and put their needs above yours. Number one. Number two,
thank you, Michaela.
That helps them to service and cater to your needs because they feel like, okay, if they're going to go out of their way for me, I'm going to go out of my way for them.
Okay.
So it helps your relationship all the way around. And like I said, it helps you become more close and intimate.
Okay. So basically, it just shows that you care enough about them to sacrifice what's easy, what's comfortable, what you like, your interest,
right,
to find out what they're interested in. Because oftentimes you have, a spouse watching their stuff and then the other one watching their stuff somewhere else, or doing this activity, you're doing this activity,
right,
and you wonder why y'all not getting closer, but it's important that they feel like you're interested in what they're interested in.
Right. And Marquita says, because that's love. Devon said they supposed to. That's why.
Devon, you so stupid.
Because I said so.
Well, honey, don't do that. Don't do that.
You better ask me some questions about what I like.
So, anyway, anything else you want to share about that?
No, that was a pretty open and shut case there. If you want to have a better relationship and better communication with your spouse, then you better try to get into what they into.
Okay. So now, the next one says, my spouse won't talk. My spouse won't talk. And going on to where I saw that at, they were saying they used to talk before we got married. They talked more. But so my thoughts on this was, before you got married, you talked about fluff stuff. What you eat for dinner tonight, how it was work. But when you start to get into a relationship, not the whole thing, when you start to get into a relationship for select first, for a period of time, then now I got to deal with your dirty drawers being on the floor. I got to deal with your attitude, you farting, kids getting on my nerves, we ain't got enough money for this ain't paid, this going on, blah, blah, blah. And so what happens often is I got to deal with real life stuff. And so it also begs the question of, do they trust you with their heart? I know it's one thing that we talked about before.
Right. Men
will be present physically and checked out emotionally, because I don't trust that when we get mad, you ain't gonna go tell your mama, your cousin, your friends, you ain't gonna put my business on blast. And so when they trust you with their heart, they'll talk to you more.
Well, concerning that, there's a lot of different things that goes into that. Number one, like you were saying, when you were dating, you were sending your representative on the dates with your significant other, and normally once you get married, your spouse gets meaner, more aggravated, more short patience, less sex.
Say it ain't so.
Yeah, running around the house with the nightgown with the holes in it and the coffee stains on it.
That's not me, y'all, but he's just talking about my other. That's not me.
Yeah, Devon said there's nothing wrong with comfortable silence. Laugh out loud.
Devon.
Yeah.
But that's like when there's issues you need to talk about, you try to talk to him and he's like, yeah, no,
She said you hit the nail on the head, Latrice. That's good. I agree. Heading in the right direction. Laugh out loud. But the other thing, too, that I wanted to mention is that a lot of times women don't listen. So you want the man to speak, but when he's spoken to you in the past, you like shooting down everything he's saying, cutting him off, and telling him that's stupid and all this kind of stuff. You have to be supportive for the man to be able to speak with you. Come on back in here, get this medicine. You got to be supportive. You got to listen.
I've been delivered.
Listen quietly.
I've been delivered.
And respond in love.
I've been delivered.
And then you always asking questions. Then when he says something, you're like, that's stupid. Why you think that way? Then you want him to talk, and you're like, no, I'm good.
Devon, get out of my broadcast.
Yeah, so.
First of all, I did not say that's stupid. That's your word. You used to say everything was stupid.
No, that was you. I got it from you.
No.
Jay says, I will agree. We may not listen with intent to understand. We listen with intent to respond.
But that's not listening.
And that's not listening. If you're thinking about what you're going to say next, you're not listening.
Okay, so this is the thing. People keep having this debate. We had a debate the other night.
Right.
Like, if I am formulating my response while he's talking, I'm not listening.
At all.
There's no listening with intent to respond. You're not listening.
Right. You can hear, but you're not listening.
Listening means you are taking what they're saying.
You're digesting.
You're processing it.
Right.
Because everything a hater or your husband or your wife say is not wrong. You think, oh, she always hating. She this, she that. He this, he that. But everything ain't wrong. Just like you get people that don't like you. They might say a bunch of stuff, but they be like, oh, big head, stank help. Well, I do got a big old head. Everything they said ain't a lie.
And your booty may stink.
What's that?
Say big head stink help. Keisha Cole says, facts.
Keisha Cole?
That's what it says. Keisha Cole. See?
Oh,
Yeah.
look out like Keisha Cole.
Sandy says, no, the man won't listen. They always right.
They won't listen. Won't.
Oh. Yeah.
The men tend to think they right all the time.
Well, how would you know that if your man not talking?
Well.
Facts.
They shut down if they don't trust us.
Right. You not talking right, you not responding right, then hey, why would I waste my time, my breath telling you whatever? Well, all you gonna do is poop on my hopes and dreams.
Poop on them?
Yeah, you get pooped on enough when you out here in these streets. You don't need to come home and get pooped on.
Oh.
Straight like that. I used to sit in the car for 45 minutes to get my mind right to deal with this one.
How long is too long to shut down? I don't know what that means, J. Nicole.
We don't want any shutdown. We want open communication.
Why some women can take? Why some women can't take control? Just like men can't take it either.
Well, no, it ain't about that. What it is how you deliver said constructive criticism. It has to, and this is the thing also. If someone feels like you love them and you have their best interests in mind, then they'll be more willing to take criticism from you. But if you're someone that's always negative, always bashing and criticizing, then it just sounds like you're continually nagging. So that's something to keep in mind. Tell them about the sandwich method, honey.
Sure, honey. I'm obedient.
Today?
See, that's going to get you. The sandwich method is when you have something that's not so positive to say, you put it between two positive things. Like, babe, I thank you so much for being a great husband. You know, blah, 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 blah. You can say whatever you want to say about them. And then say, you know, whenever you get a chance, when you come home from work, if you don't mind putting your boots in the closet and stuff, I kind of trip over them all the time. And I want to make sure that, you know, I don't get hurt or the kids don't get hurt or whatever. He's like, but, you know, I mean, I appreciate the fact the way you, you know, you can say something about, well, it's, you know, sexually or just whatever. Two things that he does positive, and then something, but don't say, but you suck in the middle. You can't do that. You got to find a way to put the thing that you're trying to portray so it does not come across as, who put the old face?
Right.
Who put the old face?
And the reason we do that is because as humans, we are naturally inclined to remember and think about negative things. Just like they did a study and they said that it takes 10 to 15 positive comments to wipe out one negative comment.
Jay says the sandwich works, lessens the blow.
Right.
Hey, Romeo. I'm not going to say Ramono.
Right. So, yeah, that's one thing to keep in mind, too. Try to make sure that we're saying more positive things than negative things. So when you do say a negative thing, every now and again, it'll be well received. So Michaela, I guess, says, so is it good to be left
to let the
other person vent and just listen?
Sometimes.
Right. Now, you don't want to make that a habit every day because you don't want somebody dumping on you all the time. But
well, the thing about it is that people, especially if you have not been communicating well on a regular basis, sometimes they have to get it out. I would say there's a structured method to do that. And if you could get them to do it, it'd be great. Meaning that, okay, so today is Monday. Monday night, it might be Cedric's turn to talk. He says, babe, when you come home, you are short patience because you've been at work all day and this, that, and, you know, the kids and I, you know, feel like you kind of getting the brunt of your frustrating day. You know, when you talk to me, you don't show me love and respect, you this, you that, blah, blah, blah. And just saying, they're expressing how they feel. Not accusatory, but when you do this is how I feel. Right. And then that night, you don't respond. Then the next night, the other person goes, and aggravated, you know, I don't know what to do or what to say to you. You know, you leave your clothes in front of the door, you knock over my drink, you know, whatever. And then the third night, you guys have a conversation because no one is waiting to respond. Because if you're not allowed to respond when they're talking, then you're gonna have to process what was said. Right. You can't ask no questions. You can't do anything. You are not waiting to respond. That's how you let them vent. Because truth be told, some of the stuff they're gonna say is gonna be the truth. Right. Now they might have some emotions in there. It might be a little extra. It's still their opinion, their view, their opinion, how they feel. So, just saying, right. Having a conversation about things are definitely great. Letting people tell you how they feel and not you feeling like that's stupid and where you get that from. Because sometimes it'll open your eyes like, I do see how they can. That's not what I intended, but I do see how they can feel that way. Right. So,
Valerie says she's going to try the sandwich method.
It works, Val.
Try and let us know how it goes. I was going to say something. I forgot. What else I was going to say?
About the method of how you said, is it good to let somebody vent? I said, if you do it the right way, the method of the third 1, 2, and 3 nights.
Oh yeah, I was going to say about giving the spouse the benefit of the doubt, and
if you say that, that's your favorite thing.
Yeah, being the
you
first.
don't give me the benefit of the doubt no more.
Being the first person to be the bigger person, somebody has to do it. A lot of times, each person is waiting on the other to do the right thing. That looks kind of sexual. That's you. You always waiting to do the right thing. Yeah. Ow.
I'm always being the bigger person.
Yeah. Devon says sometimes you can't take it personal. I think a lot of times people don't overstand their partner. That's true. And the other thing too is, that's what I was going to say, is that, you've been working and things haven't gone well.
Hey, Daryl.
Hey, Daryl.
I'm going to read your comment after you get finished.
Throughout your day, your loved ones, your spouse, normally get the worst of that because you had a bad day, and that's not fair to them. So if you need to decompress or do whatever you need to do so you can be halfway happy when you get home.
Did you say halfway happy?
Right.
All right, Daryl said, why have the same conversation over and over again? You want to tell why? Or you want me to say?
Well, you having the same conversations because no one's listening, obviously.
And women, well, I would say women, I heard women say men do this too.
Right.
You keep saying it because they're not getting it. But they're not getting it because A, they're not listening, or it's your method of delivery.
Correct.
So you got to learn some tools because, it's stuff that I said for years, and he was like, you done said it so many times, and I'm like, why did the dumb behind not understand? Well,
because our brains work different. That's just like if you're trying to get to a destination, you go one way in the roadblock, you're not going to keep trying to go through that block road. You're going to find a different way to get there.
You know how the GPS says redirecting?
Right.
You got to rerouting.
So
you got to find.
They don't understand this way, then you tell them this way. Okay, they don't understand that. Well, we'll tell them that way. Just like people learn in different ways. Some people hear it. Some people need to see it. Some people need to actually do it with their hands.
Oh, McKay said Daryl is her husband. She told him to join because it's good. Well, thank you for telling him to join.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, but we had the same conversation about
7 years.
I was going to say more than that.
8 years.
And I could not get it. But once we learned the tools of communication, I understood. Because I was saying that I was doing the same thing. I was running up to this roadblock and kept going to the roadblock like, maybe this time he's going to understand it. Maybe I back up to the roadblock. Maybe I come in sideways. No, I got to find something else. I got to find how he understands it. Because what I was saying, he was taking the words differently. Just like that love, being in love.
Right.
He was taking the words differently. So he later understood what I was trying to say, but my method was I kept saying the same things and he wasn't getting it because I wasn't changing my approach, my demeanor, my tone, my behavior. All I was doing was getting worse with my attitude because I thought, how can you not understand what I'm saying? And he was like, why? How can you keep saying the same thing? So,
well, this is the thing I would say too. A lot of times too, when you're saying the same thing over and over, you have to be mindful of your timing, because if you're having a contentious moment, that's not the time to bring up something that you have a disagreement about.
Or when you first walk in the door and you
Right.
you trying to cook, or he trying to get in the house and trying to do whatever. You want to understand that timing and method of delivery.
Right, is everything.
Is everything.
You normally want to try to do some type of criticism when there's no strife, no beef, no, ill will toward each other. There's nothing going on, and when things are just chill and you just kind of hanging around, say, hey, babe, when this happens, I feel this way, and they're more, apt to receive, because when there's tension, your guard is already up, and you're not half listening to what they, saying, because you thinking about, I'm gonna hit her with that junk she did last Tuesday. I've been waiting. I've been having it in my hip pocket. So as soon as she come crazy, I'm gonna get her.
And that's what all of us do when our spouse comes with something negative. Well, what about you?
Right.
And that's something we still deal with right now. I mean,
remember last Thursday you left your shoes in the floor?
I was like, baby, and look, I think you did this the other day. I was like, baby, I feel like I got something. I said I don't like something. I got things I don't like too.
That's
I was
right.
Like, really?
Let me get my list. I've been keeping it.
What the goal to show is you never get to a point where you don't want to do those things,
right.
but you have to purposefully
I said it, but I listened to you, unfortunately. I didn't have nothing to say.
You did.
No, I didn't. I think I made up something.
My husband is so petty. How petty is he?
Whatever. I learned from the queen of Pettyville.
Okay, that's my downfall. Okay, what's your downfall? The timing? Because time is violent. Because I told y'all for the first probably 5 years, Cedric and I went to, not 5, we went for about 3 years, we went to marriage counseling, like once a week. And I remember he wanted us to ask him about his day, but he did not want,
as soon as you walk in the door.
He didn't want us to walk in the door. Like, most people say, hey, baby, how's your day? He wanted us to give him a minute. That's him. So I had to learn what my husband likes and when is the timing for him. And then not only that, but don't every time you come home, these kids been tripping, this going on, that going on, because then he comes home to problems and not a house being a safe haven. Daryl says, but it aggravates me to keep saying the same thing. Right, Daryl, but that means that you have to change the approach and you have to work on your timing. Because women come home and we got a gazillion things going on, the kids or the house or cooking or whatever.
You see what she said? She said, yes, I run on him as soon as he get home from work.
Oh, that's the worst thing you can do. Let me tell you why. And I learned this from my sister, who has been married forever. The one he was talking about, everybody wanted a relationship like them, but didn't want to put the work in. The thing about it is that our men, especially black men, have every adversity coming to them throughout the day. People, they walk in the elevator with a white woman, she grabbed their purse. You walk, somewhere, everybody think they stealing, they doing something, they got to worry about the police, they got to be at their job, dealing with whatever. And when they come home, it needs to be their safe haven. Hey, baby, how was your day? And then give him time, because that day he might have felt like jumping off a cliff.
Right.
They have days when they feel like the world is caving in. He might have got it written up at work. He got one more strike for whatever. He got his paid dog. They maybe let people go. He got a lot of stuff on his mind, and if he come home and you just add to that, that's too much. Where is his safety? Right. Where are you his helpmate at? Where are you as standing with him? If he comes home and you're attacking him, then you're no better than anybody else. He need to know that if this a day he come home and he feel like his world is crashing, if he want to lay his head on my shoulder, I ain't got to even know what's wrong. I'm here until you feel like you want to talk to me.
Right.
But if you hit him with a list of stuff when he come in the door, you don't want him to do that to you.
Right.
Oh, you ain't cleaning this, and you ain't cooking no food, and you ain't do this, then you gonna be like, dang, I just walked in the door, I had a rough day. Right. But you wouldn't know that because you didn't even give that person time. Because sometimes I look at Cedric's face and I'm like, what's going on? He be like, I'm cool. He ain't cool, but he may not even know all of what's going on. So I have to give him a minute and just say, baby, can I get you something to drink? It's been times I said, baby, let me rub your feet. I taking his shoes off. I don't know what's going on, but I don't like what I see. While I'm rubbing his feet, let me pray for him. Let me see what's going on, because he might not be able to articulate what he's feeling, because sometimes you, like women, we don't know what we feel. We just feel heavy or feel discouraged or not feel empowered or whatever. So if you don't have his back, who will? Right. That's why it's Team Thomas, because it's gonna be days when he having a good day, I'm having a bad day, and it's gonna be bad days vice versa. And the funny thing is, last night when the water broke, we was having our little heated debate. We were not seeing eye to eye, and I happened to look over and said, Cedric, it's flooding. It was coming out of the bathroom on the floor from where the shower was. So did God send the flood? I don't know, but at that time it was getting more and more heated, wasn't it? Mm-hmm. We weren't yelling, but it was very something stern. Right. But I can't allow and even if you have a list of things going on, when he walk in the door, table it, give him an hour, and then don't just hit him with a boom 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 like, baby, y'all might talk out there and then say, we're up there, they got a few things that we talk about, you get a chance, blah 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 blah. She said, all the feet, that's good stuff. Well, the funny thing is that knowing that he had a rough day, and like I might just start rubbing his shoulders. Like, even when he's sitting there, you might be talking like, hey, how was your day? And he might not say no. You just might be rubbing his shoulder, like just rubbing him, rub his neck a little bit. It's not that you get him for massage, but sometimes they just need to know that you got their back. And if He come home 5 days, Monday through Friday, and every 5 days you giving him a list of problems and texting him before he get there about problems. He don't want to come home to you. So you're not going to get the love or in love. You ain't going to feel nothing because he like, I don't feel like doing this food. So he come in the door with attitude. Right, Devon Aggie. Right. Come in the door with a straight attitude. Go ahead.
Latrice says, what happened when you bring up the conversation in the right time that's been rerouted and your spouse says, here we go again? It's like no time is the right time. A few things about that. You think it's the right time doesn't mean it's the right time. That's
right.
Number one.
Right.
Number two, you saying you rerouted it, and it may not be rerouted. You may be saying the same thing. Number three, if he's saying here we go again, that means again that he may not trust you with his feelings, because if I feel like you got my back and you're saying something to me, I'm not going to say, well, here we go again.
Well,
that will not going to be my response.
But if you, it may be
that here we go again means that that's something you've been saying over and over and over
baby,
again.
We've had conversations that you say here we go again, but I think that I was coming at the same way,
right?
And all that, but
saying the same thing.
But I think sometimes you just say, baby, listen, I'm feeling whatever way about it. I really want us to come to some kind of see if we can work together on this. Right. See, when they know that you have their back, I want to work together. I want to do better. I want whatever, but not this. Because I'm telling you, it's plenty of I thought I rerouted, I thought I redirected, I thought I came from another way, and I thought it was good timing, and it wasn't. Right. So that's why he said, what you think is good timing is not necessarily good timing. Right. Michaela said something.
Yeah, she said she understands that, but sometimes I feel like I don't everything, and he can't see it. Cooking, washing, baby, and house cleaning, so I do a lot, do everything. And that's one thing that women, they don't feel appreciated. So that's another part of communication. I'm sure that your husband appreciates you. He may not verbalize it like he should.
And show it.
Right, because you're at odds, because like you said you jump on him as soon as he come in the house, and you go back to his comment was, let me get in the door.
So if you do what he's asking you by letting him get in the door, be concerned about how he is. Really say, how was your day? And want an answer. Right. Not saying that for effect. How was your day? If you just give him a minute, you'll find that he'll start to help out. He might let me put the baby in the bed. Because we had triplets, 3 babies the same age. So I found that once we got to that point, he started helping me do a little thing around the house. He might have gave him a bath, or he might have... he may have helped me with dishes or helped me put something up when they were younger. So it started to, I'm doing for him, so he felt like I had his back, so he started to do for me. Right now, he's in a defensive posture, and you are too. So both of y'all got walls up, and y'all shooting darts from behind the wall. Like, right. Pew. Well, putting the walls down, but it is not going to happen until he feels like you have his back.
What's the Tamar Braxton or Tamar, that song?
Love and War?
Yeah.
We stay on that way. Okay, go ahead.
That's it.
All right, I bet brother don't like going home sometimes. And Cedric will tell you, how many times you ain't like going home?
Why I sit in the car 45 minutes.
Really?
In the driveway.
That's what I'm saying. We had those times because I didn't know that it wasn't cool, because I was waiting on him to come home so I can vent. Right. He was like, when I hit his door, she finna go to school.
I don't want to hurt.
Right. Doesn't mean that we don't have to deal with the issues, but it don't have to be the first thing I do, and I don't have to make it seem like the world is ending.
Right.
My method of delivery about, we got an unexpected bill that came up that's due, and I don't know how we're going to get this done. It's like, oh my God, we're going to get put out. Oh my God. We have to worry about how we deliver it and when. Babe, I know, you got a lot of stuff going on, but we have something that came up that I talked to you about, and today I got this, that, the other, blah, 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 and I'm not really sure how we're going to handle it. Do you have any ideas how we can go about this? Whatever. But your method is key.
Right.
Do not hit him soon as he come up, though.
I don't know. Some men might like that, but that's a conversation you need to have with your spouse about when, where, how, what.
But every male you had on here and everywhere else has always said we don't like it.
It's always something that,
okay, that's rare.
The outliers.
Latrice said, dang, I feel like the men sounds like the tables are turned in my house. And sometimes it is.
Right.
Sometimes it is. Everything we talk about is general stuff. Things are a lot separate than I mean, it could be a lot different depending on the man. So,
Right.
But that is our time for tonight. We didn't get through all of our questions. No, that's going there. Yours is because you went in and out.
There we go.
So that's our time for tonight. We appreciate you watching. We got to go back to deal with this Noah's Ark. As long as we ain't got all them animals in there, because we do, I ain't gonna make it. But we thank you again for joining. Good food for thought, good food for conversation. Inbox us if you have any topics that you'd like to talk about. Subscribe to our YouTube page, youtube.com/Black Love United. Subscribe. Right. Ramsey, you know, I ain't seen you ever miss you, man. Where you at? What city you in now? This is Ramsey's grandson.
Oh, okay.
He's good. He moved somewhere, though. I don't know where he at now. Where you at, Devon? So, keep joining. Keep sharing it to your page. We'll be back on next week. I'll put the topic up, but we may just finish some of these questions.
Right.
But I do have some more topics that we're going to talk about. When we put it up, invite your friends, because there's some good stuff. You know, even if whether you're married, single, divorced, looking, whatever, you got to be right in order to get you. You know, when you're trying to get a spouse, you got to be right when you're married. If you ain't right, you got to get right. So,
well, no, these relationship techniques apply to all relationships, co-workers, friends, all of that.
Right.
Also, you can go back on YouTube and watch all of our past videos for anything that you may have missed, because there's a lot of topics that we've covered already that we're going to cover again. So you can look through those and, you know, see if any of those pique your interest and take a look.
All right, and thank you so much. You ain't talk to me, Stank Tail. I ain't care about my daddy. Me. We grew up together. All right. Lord, we thank you for this day. Lord, we thank you for everybody that's on here tonight, Lord. I pray that something that we said, some tools, some technique that you've given us, Lord, that they can take and apply, Lord. We ask that every marriage that's on here will be strengthened, encouraged, changed, rejuvenated, revitalized, Lord. Take them back to the honeymoon stage where they are in a place where they can't get enough of each other, Lord. Teach them how to work together, how to connect. And, Lord, we ask that people that are looking for spouses, Lord, will teach them how to be the better version of them, to be complete and whole when they found their spouse, not looking for someone to complete them. We ask now that you would just continue, Lord, to help us to do what you've called us to do. We cancel the sign of the enemy of these marriages, Lord. They will be better. They will be strengthened. They will be encouraged. Lord, I thank you for Cedric and I, that you will strengthen our marriage, encourage our marriage, Lord. In this time where things are going kind of crazy and flooding and everything else, we know that there's something you're trying to teach us. So help us to learn the lesson and not to kill each other in the process. And we thank you, Lord. We call it done in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen.
Have a good night, guys.
Kiss and make up.
Yes, Devon, come to church one day.